last time we were here, we discovered that we have an entire new menu for us to interrogate people with, which is... Well, it doesn't show now, but I swear it's here. We have this menu. We can ask people questions about things. So we asked Penny. Yeah, that's why she has a little magnifying glass on her. We've suspected Poppy, and we've suspected Penny, and that's why they have magnifying glasses. Now we have to ask all of these questions to all of these people. Now, let's start with the one that I think is most obviously the killer, which is probably why he's not the killer. Because, like, too much of a red herring, you know? Let's ask him all the questions. Hi, Lazy. Welcome, welcome.
So, which one is Tangle Tower?
What's that?
There are two towers, right? Flora's tower and your
Tale of
astronomy
Two
tower.
Towers.
Neither? Truly, I have no idea. You'd have to ask Flora.
She named the house?
The whole thing is a result of her squabbling with her family.
With Felix, you mean? Her husband?
No, her brother and sister, and her father. The Remington family was a rather tumultuous little unit, you see. I don't think Flora has spoken with any of them in over a decade.
Okay. What have you been up to? How is your Thursday going? I almost said Friday. It is not Friday yet.
Not exactly a wealth of information, is it?
It's enough.
Okay.
Isn't the process of decay fascinating?
It's not really decaying. It's plastic.
It's becoming one with nature, all the same.
Not really. That would be if it was biodegradable, which is not. It's plastic.
Where on earth did you find that?
It was in a bush outside. I think someone threw it away.
How peculiar. I find that painting to be in rather bad taste.
I really
yeah?
like it.
The knife with real blood on it? The whole thing is rather vulgar. Pointer property originally, purloined by the fellows. Typical.
Purloined? I don't know that one. Is it like
I
stolen?
haven't seen that tape for a long time.
Turkey
Who
sandwich.
broke it?
No idea.
No idea.
Well,
Everything's broken.
Possessions are fleeting, my friends.
How are you? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. We are interrogating every member of this family, of all of these.
Curious little thing, isn't it? Do you know what she keeps in there?
Nothing. At the moment. It was empty when we opened it.
How bizarre.
Can't a woman keep an empty egg in her room?
Apparently not.
Is this important?
Possibly.
Well, I think the fact that they're all cracked is important, not necessarily the fact that there is paint inside of them.
Here's a thought. Do you suppose the paintbrush could be the murder weapon?
I did
After
think
all,
about that.
It was found at the scene, right next to Freya's body.
I guess it's possible.
It is pointy enough. Like that was originally my first thought, that she had been stabbed with a paintbrush.
Fitz seems rather keen to grow things like this in his greenhouse, doesn't he?
What's wrong with that?
Well, you can't eat it. Makes you wonder why he bothers at all.
Hey, let him be happy. Your week's been good. Hey, trying to find new jobs. So I've been job searching. Good luck. Job searching is hard and takes forever and it's kind of exhausting, but I really hope you find a good one because, you know, that's kind of all we want. We want a good job that will pay us enough money so that we can support our expensive hobbies such as Lego. And that was totally not an excuse for me to show off the mini Lego that I built. I built this. It got the wings. It's so cute. I showed the box last time we were here, so now you get mini Lego. That is totally not the reason why I want a job. Not at all. Whatsoever. It's to support, you know, my husband and my wife and my many children. Yes, I am a father. Very cool, right? It's such a cute little Balrog.
Curious creature,
yes,
isn't it?
That's
Some
right.
sort of amphibious bipedal fish man.
Playing a trumpet.
Playing a trumpet, yes.
You know what? Working at the Lego store would probably be cool. They probably give discounts to workers. I need a job ASAP. I know.
What kind of flower is that?
We're not sure. I think it might be the only one of its kind.
Primrose would know. My wife was a floriculturalist. Best in the field. That's a flower joke, but she was.
Best in the field. Lol. Okay. So. We're interrogating
I don't
him.
especially want to talk about my...
I know, I didn't want to ask you questions. We're interrogating him. No, Fitz is a fellow. Pointer is a... not a fellow. It's a... I forgot the name. Pointer. Probably. I was gonna be like, oh, maybe that's why Fitz is so into gardening. Because his mom, but his mom is not Primrose.
Well now, that is most definitely none of my business. Quite possibly none of yours either.
Excuse me, we're detectives. Everything is our business. Have a job right now, but you're pretty tired of it and you're ready for something new? Yes! That's very important. Variety. You gotta shake things up. And also, if you're tired of it, then you need to find something fulfilling. I know they say that, like, you know, I mean, they say that we can live until we're 100. But, like, honestly, kind of likely. So, you don't want to spend the few years that you have. Well, not few. What do you mean? Well, not many. You want to do something cool, okay? You want to do something meaningful, important, and not boring and something that you're tired of. Unless you want boring. But, you know what I mean. It can't be something that's going to drain you that much. Or else what's the point? Something you love. Exactly. And weekends are important. Even if you have days off from work, if your days off are like Tuesday and Wednesday, nobody else is off on those days. So like, how are you gonna hang out with people?
What a precious photograph. She hasn't changed a bit, has she?
Who?
Oh, if you don't know, perhaps
We
I
know.
don't either.
We know, and she's changed a lot.
Oh my.
For sure.
This is the first piece that Primrose ever learned on the piano. Primrose, that is Poppy's mother. She passed it down to Poppy when she started teaching her how to play.
Poppy's piano teacher was her mother.
Of course. Warms my heart to know that after everything, Poppy still has it up on her wall.
Aww.
What's this? Is it a clue?
We don't actually know, but Grimoire picked it up, so now he has to pretend it is.
That's how it works.
It totally is a clue. What do you mean?
That's a very old book, isn't it? Looks like someone could have taken better care of it.
I like the look of a well-read book, better than one that's never been opened.
Ah, well put.
I agree with her.
Freya was well acquainted with the abstract, I'll say that much.
What does it look like to you?
To me, it's a big, red thing.
What a fascinating interpretation.
He's right, though. It is a big red thing.
At first, I thought it was like a mountain, but I think it's just someone's back and they're wearing a cape.
Poppy's two closest friends. Freya looks so innocent there.
So he's the one who tells us this is Poppy. We already knew though, but...
This is supposed to be Felix, is it?
I think so.
I see he's afforded himself considerable artistic license.
He kind of looks like a dog.
This looks a little rushed, even by Felix's standards.
At least he tried.
Yes, I suppose it's good for the old fellow to have a hobby. Keeps his mind from decaying, you know.
Oh my god, did you guys see that like an otter pup just got rescued like a day or two ago? And now it's like every single piece of like news that I see about it is just cute little baby otter pictures.
Oh, you found a murder weapon?
Steady on. It's just a gardening trowel.
Looks like a weapon to me.
Interesting. He says everything looks like a weapon. He says the brush looks like a weapon. He says the trowel looks like a weapon.
I think you may wish to adjust your threshold of what you consider to be a clue.
No, that was a pretty important clue. We found out that, the girl, Penny, broke into the garden with this clue.
I've seen those earmuffs before. They're the ones Fitz always wears when he's out the front gardening.
Ooh.
Always wears.
Whenever I've seen him, yes.
This is important. This is important. If he wasn't wearing his earmuffs, then why wasn't he wearing his earmuffs? It's consuming you, dude, the otter. Utterly impressive.
A diary can be a wonderful outlet for an outpouring of one's soul.
How do you know it's a diary?
I suppose I don't, but it does look like a diary.
And it has the same ribbon here that this book has.
So, we found some research. What's up with this golden beetle? Is this something you're studying?
I can't help you, I'm afraid. I think it must be something left behind by a previous inhabitant of Tangle Tower. I'm not the first scientist to ever walk these halls, you know.
Well, it wasn't in the halls. It was in your astronomy tower.
That's rather a small cage for 3 birds, isn't it? But then, aren't we all trapped in a cage? A very old statue indeed. I'd recommend you leave it well alone. The poor
He's
fellow's
hiding
in bad
something
enough
in
shape
it.
as it is. These were drawn by Freya. She must have drawn that one of Hawkshaw rather recently.
I guess.
Okay, so we've asked them all the questions we have
There's
available.
Something about Pointer's astronomy habits. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
Yes. Suspicion.
So, Professor, what interests you about astronomy exactly?
Welcome back.
It's not a matter of being interested. Once you expand your mind to the wider universe, it cannot be unexpanded.
And how long have you been an astronomer?
I really don't like to give exact values unless I'm sure I can quantify them.
Convenient.
Why do you ask me these things?
I have a theory about you, Professor.
I think you're
Oh,
lying.
Go on.
You're not really interested in astronomy at all.
What could you possibly mean by that?
I think you're interested in a slightly different field of research.
Oh yeah. You're buying tickets for a museum? What museum? Please tell me it has dinosaurs. Golden beetle.
I don't have time for tiny, insignificant insects. My studies focus only on the inconceivably large and the unimaginably far away.
Right. That's why you like using your telescope so much.
Yes, naturally. My little portal into another world.
And that's why
Yeah,
the telescope
about
is
that.
pointed at the other tower and not to the sky. Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
The
First
Van Gogh
you
Museum
accused
in
me of being a
Amsterdam?
lowly entomologist.
Let's go.
Now you're accusing me of what? Spying?
Are you spying?
Oh my god, I have always wanted to go there. You're going in a week and a half? I'm so jealous. Let's go. Oh my gosh, I think you're gonna have an amazing time. Do they still have the Pokemon merch? Every time I land in Amsterdam, they have like a mini museum at the airport, and it's so nice. I wish I could leave the airport. I mean, I can, but like, usually I only have like a 2-hour, 3-hour layover. But like, if I ever have a longer layover, I definitely leave the airport and go to the museum.
Why would I need to spy on Flora?
There's Pokemon merch. I don't know if they still have it, but the Van Gogh Museum did a collab with the Pokemon Company, and they had like, if you Google it, just like Google Van Gogh Pokemon, and they had like a Pikachu. They had a lot of stuff. I don't know if they still have it though. That was like last year, but they just redid it like a couple months ago.
Why? Because you lost your golden beetle specimen, and it's made you paranoid. You think somebody stole it from you.
Might not have been Flora you were spying on. Might have been Freya.
It's... you... It's a very precious specimen. Incredibly rare. Valuable in ways you could never understand.
So
Freya
that's why
was
you
always
hired
sneaking around.
Hawk
Both
Shot.
towers and in the gardens, too. She was definitely up to something.
So, this next question is important. You were looking to Flora's room around the time of the murder. Did you witness the crime, Professor?
No, I didn't. When I looked into the room, Flora was already lying on the floor.
Flora? You mean Freya?
No, Flora. She was lying by the window. I couldn't see Freya at all. It was fairly dark. The telescope isn't at a very good angle. That's why I decided to head over there myself. I needed to know what was going on.
This changes your statement, doesn't it?
No, everything I told you in my statement was true.
Apart from the reason you left your tower in the first place.
Right.
Interesting. So he's saying that instead of Freya being down here, Flora was laying down. Okay. Do we ask Poppy all the questions? I think so. No, we have not. Well, let's get started.
So there are two families living in Tangle Tower?
3 pointers and 5 fellows. 4 fellows.
What's the connection between them?
There isn't one. Not really. It was all built by the Remington family. Flora is a Remington, originally. So was Primrose, my mother. She married into the Pointers, and Flora married into the Fellows.
So the fellows and the pointers own the house now?
Flora owns the house. Depending on who you ask, that means her husband Felix owns it too.
What about your father?
His claim over the house kind of fell apart after my mother left.
Where's your mother now?
No idea. There's something I noticed about Freya's knife wound.
Hit me.
From what we could tell, the blade went in at an exact right angle, perpendicular to Freya's body. And there's only one small pool of blood. Nothing on Freya's hands, or anywhere else. The whole thing is just a little too peaceful. This is mine.
Really?
No, well, yes, it was. I gave it to Freya about a year ago.
What was on it?
Nothing. It was blank. Freya said she wanted to record something.
Any idea how it ended up underwater?
Maybe someone wanted to destroy it, but got really lazy. Don't you think that's weird? That the letter isn't addressed to anyone? Or signed by anyone?
Someone's being deliberately secretive.
Or they're trying to manipulate you?
Ooh.
When I first saw it, I thought it looked like Flora was holding a knife with blood on the tip.
You don't think that anymore?
No, it was a stupid thing to say. The room was dark. I was in shock. I'm just an idiot.
But it was blood on the tip. If you hadn't said anything, maybe Fifi wouldn't have checked.
Exactly. It's stupid.
But we would have missed out on an important clue.
Is it a clue? Really? Tell me how it's a clue. Tell me how it helps. Nothing about the knife makes any sense. It's just freaking everyone out. Wish I'd never said anything.
It is important, we just don't know
was
it
my
yet.
mother's originally.
So, why is it up in Flora's room?
She just gets the most use out of it. Freya would borrow it too sometimes.
Does this belong to you, Poppy?
Now that's not really my style, is it?
But who else would own a tape like this?
Literally anybody?
Also, this says to Freya, so obviously Freya owned it.
What was inside?
Nothing.
Why is the glass cracked down one side?
Natural wear and tear, maybe?
No way. Freya took good care of her stuff. Freya would always load up the palette with all the exact colors she was gonna need. I think it helped her zone out and focus on the actual painting itself. Like getting all your sheet music lined up before playing a long piece.
Right.
Like
So
getting
the
all your
blob of black
Legos.
paint in the middle, that was for painting Flora?
Flora's dress, yeah. She wears even more black than I do.
I always separate all the Lego pieces in order so that I can just, have it all down.
Oh, you've been to the greenhouse? What did you think?
Impressive, I guess. But kind of unsettling with Fitz lurking in the shadows the whole time.
Yeah, he does that.
She's like, yeah, he does that.
Don't look at me. I didn't break it.
Does anybody else use the music room?
Yes. I don't know who, but I can tell when somebody else has touched the piano.
Who else plays the piano?
Never seen that one before. Was it in the greenhouse?
No, we found it in Penny's room.
Right.
Howdy, Doc. Welcome, welcome. We are interrogating Poppy.
Those petals.
What about them?
It's nothing. They're just unusual. I don't know what that is.
Weird, considering we found it hidden in your room.
Well, my room is full of junk. There's probably a bunch of stuff hidden in there. I don't mean like... Please stop talking to me. Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
Is this the humming that's on the tape? Where's the tape? Isn't it a humming of a melody?
Yeah,
Ask her
it's
again.
mine.
Can I click? What's the actual
What's
audio?
so special about it?
I got it from my teacher. It's the first piece I ever learned.
How long have you been playing?
Since the day I turned 6. Family tradition. I was really excited to start learning. As soon as I got out of my first lesson, I told Freya and Fifi all about it. When I arrived at my second lesson the next day, Freya was there too. She hadn't asked permission, just showed up. For 2 whole years, the teacher taught us both.
Was Freya any good?
She would have been even better than me, if she'd stuck with it. But one day, she just stopped coming to lessons.
Why?
That's just it. There was no reason. That's when I realized things were different for her.
Okay, so forgot about the cool animations of voice acting, right? Okay, so Primrose taught Poppy and Freya for 2 years, and then when Poppy was 8, when Poppy was 6, so when Poppy was 8, Freya stopped going to lessons. Poppy looks like a teenager. I think Fifi had exact years. She's 19. I think she's 19-ish. So it couldn't have been because in the last year, Freya has been
Where did you find this?
It was in the attic.
Oh, huh. I forgot we even had an attic. That belongs to Flora, I think. I think everybody sees something different.
Yeah, doesn't it look like... At first I thought this was a mountain, but it kind of looks like a red cape. And maybe like black hair?
Did Freya ever tell you what she saw in it?
Not exactly. She said something about it being from a recurring nightmare.
Sorry, but if it was from a nightmare, why would you paint it and leave it in front of your bed?
Maybe she wanted to take control of it. Giving something a physical form can make it easier to deal with. Well, sometimes.
Grimoire does have a point.
This is a photo of Fifi and Freya, right?
Yeah,
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable. Whose paints are those?
They belong to Felix, I think.
Is that supposed to be Flora?
Possibly.
Oh. How nice. Is that a gardening trowel?
Yeah, I think it belongs to Fitz.
Really? Huh. Never seen him use it.
This was a gift from
I
Penelope.
see a lot of birds up in the rooftop garden. They seem to really like it up there.
Why's that?
It's quiet.
Do you know where those earmuffs came from?
I put them there.
Why?
I found them lying around. I think they belong to Fitz. I put them on the statue so he'd see them. I thought they looked like headphones. Like he's in the recording studio
Yeah.
with his guitar. No?
If they do belong to Fitz, he hasn't taken them back yet. When did you find them?
He's lying about being in the garden. He said he was in the rooftop garden when he heard the screams. But if he had been in the rooftop garden, then he would have seen the earmuffs.
This morning.
Where?
I don't know, in a hallway.
Oh, never
I
mind.
can't remember exactly.
If they only showed up this morning, then the murder was yesterday.
Was that Fifi's diary? I'm sure I've seen it in her room before.
That's where we found it.
Have you ever read it? Do you know what's written in there?
Nope. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate me invading her privacy.
I thought you and Fifi were close friends.
Yeah, we are. It's just Fifi's gotten kinda impatient with me recently.
Even if
Do
they
you
are
know
close
why?
friends.
I'm not sure.
We don't read people's
I'm
diaries.
sure she'd tell you if you asked.
Oh, she would. She'd give it to me straight. Probably why I've been avoiding it. You get some weird insects around here, but I've never seen one like that.
I'm not sure anyone has.
Freya might have. She used to keep beetles in a box in her room.
Why?
For fun, obviously.
The box that Fitz, she would get the box from Fitz, and then Fitz would put all the bugs in it because he doesn't like bugs, and then she would keep them.
I think it's kind of cruel to keep 3 birds in one cage like that.
Does Penny not let them out to fly?
Oh, she does. She must do. But I don't think they're allowed to go far. Penny can be a little protective.
Good choice of words.
What do you make of the statue?
I know that's the only harp in the whole of Tangle Tower. I've never actually seen a real one.
Maybe it's from before your time.
Oh, definitely. You see how old this statue is?
The moss.
What about the symbols? One of them looks like piano keys.
Yeah, weird. Hey, that's me. Not a bad likeness.
It looks like you're standing in a rose bush.
Is there something wrong with that?
Okay, asked her everything. Now, can do this, whoop, and then go up. Let's go to Fitz first.
Nice painting. Gives you a pretty good idea of the layout.
The lake looks like it forms a perfect circle around the island.
It might seem strange to you, but nature is quite capable of producing perfectly geometric forms.
And those mountain cliff things around the outside?
We don't know much about them. They're unscalable. Not even Freya could have gone up there.
What's that?
This painting, it's speculative. There are no photographs from this angle as far as I know.
So Freya just made it up.
Let's call it an informed estimation.
Well, she's an artist. It's called artistic liberty.
Who gave you that information?
Well...
We don't actually know who it was. We were contacted anonymously.
I see. And what happens if the person who contacted you turns out to be the murderer?
I never thought about that.
Honestly, that would be kind of fun. Like a twist, you know?
That looks like it might belong to Poppy. How odd.
What do you think that is in Flora's hand?
I don't know. It does look like a knife, but Flora wasn't holding anything at all when I saw her after the murder. But there's something bothering me. Something else.
What?
When we went into Flora's room, she wasn't standing in this position.
Well, she probably would have moved around a little bit by then.
She wasn't standing at all. She was kneeling on the floor.
Okay, so the old man, Pointer, said that Flora was lying down. and they say that Flora was kneeling. If this isn't a knife, it's probably a feather from this bird.
That belongs to Poppy.
So, why is it up in Flora's tower?
I'm not sure. That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
He says, belongs to Poppy, belongs to Poppy, belongs to Poppy.
It's an egg with feet.
It was locked, but we opened it, but it was empty.
Fun story. Paints are different to flowers.
I'd say so, yeah.
At any time, flowers can bloom with perfect, faultless colors. Red, blue, white. With paint, once you've tainted a color by mixing it with others, not even the most skilled painter can return it to its pure form. There's something off about this.
What is it?
Why don't you take another look at Flora's room?
You think we missed a clue up there?
Not exactly. This is a good example of how things work. I mix that soil here in the greenhouse. It's made with water from the lake.
And it makes the fruit grow all shiny and gem-stony.
Sometimes, you never really know what's going to happen.
And what do you do with this shiny and edible fruit?
You look at it.
It just has to look nice. But yeah, let's go to Flora's room after.
What's with the broken glass?
What is with the broken glass?
A flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to. Those petals,
What?
they're red.
They're from your rose bush, bro.
Any idea who this is?
No idea.
You lying
Poppy's
liar.
piano music. I remember when she started learning. She's improved a lot since then.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
Right. Of course. I don't know what that is.
Me neither.
Me 3. Oh, sorry. I thought you said me too.
Penelope knows about birds. You should ask her instead.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about something. There's a plant mentioned on this page, see? Do you have any? In the greenhouse?
No, I don't grow that anymore. I've tried in the past. It's incredibly difficult, even for me. I could never get it to live more than a couple of weeks. Freya's best work, in my opinion. Although the photo doesn't carry the same energy as the real thing.
What do you think it's a painting of?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the subject matter? What's that big red thing?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of painting. It's Fifi and Freya.
Don't you think Poppy should be in the photo too?
Maybe, maybe not. She doesn't really like crowds.
2 people isn't a crowd.
Right, but if she was in the photo, then it'd be 3.
Checkmate.
Felix made that? Huh. That's quite sweet, really.
This is yours, Fitz?
Yeah.
Do you use it?
I keep all my tools in the greenhouse.
That wasn't what she asked. We found these up in the rooftop garden. Do you know how long they've been there?
No, could have been a long time. We don't ever really clear up the rooftop garden.
Why not?
Nature is unruly. In truth, it prefers to be left alone. Wait, those are mine, the earmuffs. They went missing about a week ago.
What do you need earmuffs for?
I use them for gardening sometimes.
Why? You don't own a chainsaw, do you?
No. I wear them while I'm gardening, and it stops people from trying to talk to me.
That's genius.
Okay, so they went missing a week ago, and then they show up yesterday night in a hallway.
Looks like someone doesn't want you to read that book.
That's the main thing making me want to read it.
I've seen beetles with brightly colored shells, metallic shells even. They're relatively common, especially around here. There's a difference between that and actual gold.
It can't be actual gold. Gold is just inside the earth or whatever. You can't make it. That's called alchemy. It was a whole thing.
I think he's making some pretty similar things.
Penelope's 3 favorite birds. She's very protective over them.
Are they like her pets? Do they have names?
Oh, they have names. Penelope loves to name things.
Do you remember what she named them?
I do not.
She loves to name things, but she hasn't actually named this bird, the hat. It's kind of embarrassing,
It's
to be
of
honest.
no interest to me, but I overheard Poppy and Freya talking about it once.
What were they saying?
They were arguing about something, but I can't remember the details.
Fitz, one of these drawings is of you in the rooftop garden, I think, with Poppy.
Mm-hmm. Are we done?
There's something about the report of Fitz going up Pointer Tower. Something suspicious.
He said he doesn't go up Pointer Tower.
Let's ask him about it.
Because he has no reason to.
So, Fitz, I have a report that you were seen sneaking up Pointer Tower, holding a knife.
That's not right. I don't go into Pointer Tower. I don't own a knife. And I don't sneak. Was it Fifi who told you this?
How did you know that?
A guess. She doesn't like me very much. But yeah, she was mistaken. Maybe she wasn't wearing her eye lens thing.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Fifi did see Fitz, but he was holding something else, the trowel.
Fifi
Maybe?
did see Fitz, but he was holding something else.
So, if it wasn't a knife, what was it?
What about this?
Ah, that.
Is it yours?
It was a gift. It's sentimental. I have no reason to take it up Pointer Tower. I don't use it at all.
An ornate trowel was used to bury. Is the only thing that can destroy. It's part of a matching set with. It's used by Fitz to cut. It's used by Fitz to look after. Ooh. Okay, so it's either the potted flower in Penny's room or the single feather in the garden. Let's go potted flower in Penny's room.
An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Penny's room.
That flower.
Yes.
I've never seen it before.
We need a clue to compare to that flower. Something that proves its connection to Fitz.
Something to compare directly with the potted flower from Penny's room. I don't think it's a bird book. The crumpled paper? The trowel kind of has a heart. You know?
That's not right.
No? Really? No. It's not this. Oh, that's maybe this potted fruit.
Let's take a closer look at these.
Because, like, they were both handmade by him. The soil. Right. In Penny's room matches the pot and the soil found in Fitz's greenhouse.
The pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse.
The pot and soil in Penny's room matches.
Let me guess.
The pot and soil.
Penny's flower was originally a gift from you, Fitz. There's no way it's a coincidence.
No way what's a coincidence.
The flower. It looks exactly like Penny.
It took me a long time to breed. I wanted the colors to be exactly
I didn't
right.
even realize.
That's some gift.
Turns out Penny isn't particularly interested in looking after plants. So I go into her room every now and again. But when she's not there, water the flower, change the soil. Just trying to keep it alive.
Why don't you just take it back? You know? And then that way you can just look after it. Hello. We got questions. Oh wait, no. Before we question her, let's go back to Flora's room. He said we missed something.
We already solved it.
Okay. What did he say we missed?
A little pot plant.
It's the only plant in the entire room.
There it is. The unfinished portrait of Flora Fellow.
So, what? Freya was killed halfway through painting it.
Looks that way.
Ooh, there was another plant. There were two plants, one of each side. Where's the other plant?
Half the room is a big
I don't know if you can call the sudden absence of wall.
Freya's painting supplies.
Why did he want us to go back here?
Freya's painting supplies. There's a single patch, no?
That's weird.
What?
Her feet were right up by the canvas, so she was...
Let's check the case file
We
again.
redid that.
Supposedly, Freya
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush.
Supposedly.
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush. The attic's directly above.
Yeah. Half the room.
I don't know if you could... The sudden absence of...
Freya's painting supplies.
I'll come back later. Let's interview Hackshaw. Hello. We got many questions. Like, many.
Tangle Tower. No idea why they insist on calling it that. It's not even a tower. It's little more than a pair of turrets stuck on either side of a mansion.
Have you searched the whole place?
I believe so. Why?
He wants to know if you found any secret rooms.
I'm afraid the residents of Tangle Tower are far too ordinary for anything like that. I was disappointed too.
We did find an attic.
You truly consider this a case file?
What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
No organization, no system.
That's my style. I like seeing everything laid out at once. Yeah, it helps me think.
How quaint. Where'd you dig that up?
It wasn't buried. It was underwater.
Someone trying to conceal evidence, perhaps? Conveniently left anonymous. It's useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
No?
No. Makes quite an impression, doesn't it? Although I can't imagine why she painted Flora wielding a knife.
You didn't see a knife anywhere in Flora's room, did you?
I did not. I conclude whatever stabbed Freya must have been brought into the room from outside. Unless, of course, it was the painting itself.
Surely you don't believe in that kind of thing.
A detective's job is to examine every avenue of thinking. A somewhat cumbersome device, and an altogether inefficient way to listen to music.
What kind of music do you like, Hawkshaw?
I like anything.
What a cop-out.
I believe that was in Flora's room yesterday, but it was not cracked when I saw it last.
Okay, so everything cracked between yesterday and today? What is this glass?
You got it open. I'm impressed. I managed it myself yesterday. I thought Flora might be hiding something in
The
there.
golden beetle?
It was empty yesterday, too.
It was. Perhaps it's always been empty. Paints?
Yep.
Paints.
Mm-hmm.
The paint is still wet.
Yeah, well, we know Freya was in the middle of painting when she was killed.
Do you know that? How? Because you were told?
If it's acrylic, it would have dried, so
People
it's
here are
probably oil.
surprisingly materialistic, considering how sheltered they are.
Materialistic?
Growing this fruit simply because it produces a gemstone-like material. For what possible purpose, other than financial gain?
Because it looks good.
They're speculating.
What would you do, Grimoire, if you could grow valuable stones straight from the earth?
Keep the prettiest ones and sell the least pretty
Some
ones.
breed of amphibious humanoid, potentially bipedal, although none of the statues show the creature's feet.
I guess we'll never know.
She didn't mention the glass.
And you consider that important evidence, do you? These people really are ridiculous, aren't they? Who's that?
Not sure. It doesn't really look like anyone we've met so far.
Strange.
How do you not know that's Poppy?
Is that a clue?
Dunno. It was important enough to be framed, though.
I framed my law degree, doesn't make it a clue.
Same? Yeah?
What is that?
Best
I'm not
statue?
sure.
Yes.
It looks like it attaches to something else.
Why don't you go back and double check the area you found it? Maybe you'll find the rest of the something else.
I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, we looked everywhere. I mean, this statue is pretty cool, but I like this statue. We'll get to
A
it.
book from the library. One of hundreds, no doubt. What makes this one special?
It's about birds.
Yes, I see that.
It's about birds, and it was open up. You know, and laid there, open.
I admit, it's powerful. Freya was a talented young woman.
Someone even liked it enough to take a photo of it.
Now, we don't know why they took the photograph, do we? Perhaps they just wanted it for reference. A photograph of Freya. Could be important. I'd tell him not to quit his day job. But he hasn't got one, has he? These figurines remind me of a case I once solved involving a possessed doll. Turned out to be a bit of a smokescreen, as these things often do.
Your life sounds fun. Grimoire, why don't we ever have fun adventures like that?
Are we not having a fun adventure right at this very moment?
A possessed doll would be a very fun adventure.
This is a potential murder weapon, is it not?
I don't know. I don't think the murderer would leave the murder weapon just lying around.
I think you'd be surprised as to what people leave lying around. Do you also have a pile of leaves as a clue?
Oh, not yet.
Not
Just see some
yet.
suspicious leaves.
One of 3 statues depicting the same creature. This one is wearing headphones. Perhaps they belong to someone who likes music.
They're not headphones. They're earmuffs. For blocking out sound.
Perhaps they belong to someone who doesn't like music.
Nice. Good save.
A diary. Have you read it?
Not yet. It's locked.
And you haven't attempted to force it open?
That would be cheating.
Is that how you solved the egg puzzle, Miss Hackshaw?
Where did you find this?
Do you have any theories about where this might have been?
Or who might have had it.
I have several theories, but they are my theories, and I'm not going to share them.
I think we're gonna confront her about her being here with the golden beetle clue.
3 birds, 1 cage. What makes them worth keeping cooped up, I wonder? Would they not be happier flying free?
But then they might fly away from Tangle Tower entirely.
I wonder if they would.
They would only if they weren't happy.
Have you deciphered the meaning of those 4 symbols on the harp?
We're working on it.
That's a no then.
When did Freya draw the picture of you, Hawkshaw?
I didn't model for her, if that's what you're asking. She must have done it without my permission.
Could just be from memory. It's not quite as detailed as the others anyway.
No? No suspicion? Huh. Interesting.
Is that a clock?
If it is, it's a clock with 4 faces.
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
So what does it do?
Rotate the dials until all 4 hands are in the correct position. Doesn't this look like a 12? Oh my god, this is a 9. Oh my god, no. Oh my god, no. Okay. Okay, wait. Okay, so when I do this... When I do this backwards, this goes forward. But this is a 9. This isn't the right position. What about this? Okay, these 2 move together. This one moves 3 of them. And this one moves these 3. Ooh. 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 Okay. How about... Okay. Let me get into position. Let me get into thinking position. Okay, so this is a 3, this is a 12, this is a 9, this is a 6. So the 3 is the only one not in position. Ooh, okay. Okay, wait. So, this goes backwards. This also goes backwards, so this needs to go forward. No, I messed up. Oh, no. Okay.
Reset the puzzle.
Okay. So, you move these 2. You move these 2 backwards. When you go forward, these 2 go backwards. When you move this one backwards. So when you move, the other ones move backwards. This one moves backwards. This one, these 2 move backwards. And this one, it moves forward. Oh wait, oh, I'm stupid. It moves in the opposite direction that I'm moving the other ones. Okay. This is a 6, right? Yes. Wait, is there any way... can't rotate it. Wait. I'm so close. I'm so close. I can feel it. I'm so bad at these puzzles. Honestly, I am genuinely terrified of taking like an IQ test. And then, because it's probably gonna tell me I'm stupid. And like, I'm smart. I swear. Just not with visual puzzles. I'm so bad at these.
Reset the puzzle. That was it.
Nice work.
Sometimes it's just easier to reset it. Because, like, they're probably not gonna have, like, a 12-step solution.
What's in the
Mr.
box?
A little tool thing? Looks like a telescope, but I'm not actually sure what it is.
Small lens. A small brass tool with a curved glass lens. It has a screw at the base. We have a new clue. What can you tell us about it?
This belongs to you, Hawkshaw?
Correct.
And,
What's it for?
what is it?
It's my handheld microscope for up-close investigation work.
What do you magnify with it?
Trace particles, dust, oils, clothing fibers.
Have you used it here at Tangle Tower?
I have. I used it to examine the greenhouse only 2 days ago.
What were you looking for?
That is between myself and my client.
The beetle. Okay. We have one clue left, right? Oh, wrong button. We're talking to everybody. Yeah, we have one clue space left. Okay. We're talking to everybody, so might as well talk to Fifi next. Then we talk to Felix, and Flora is probably not going to tell us anything, but we'll still click on all the options. Hello! We return with many questions.
What is your opinion of Tangle Tower?
It's
Well,
cool.
it's impressive. Elaborate gardens, unique architecture.
Must be worth a fortune.
Why do you ask, Fifi?
I am the heir of the Fellow family and the Remington family. This makes me the sole beneficiary of Tangle Tower.
That's quite an inheritance.
They can't make you do anything, Fifi. If you don't want the house, just tell them. Or just sell it. Who cares?
You sound like her.
Yeah.
I require facts. What do you know?
Well, we know Freya was stabbed with a knife, and then she fell.
Correction. She was stabbed with something.
Something. A
There was no
pointy
knife found
object.
at the crime
Yeah,
scene,
we don't know if it's a knife.
Apart from the one in the painting.
which, as a mere abstract representation, does not count.
Yes.
Nobody has ever been stabbed by the concept of a knife.
I think Fifi's the best.
This belongs to Poppy. In fact, she owns a number of cassette tapes.
What happened to it, though?
It has been left underwater for an extended period of time.
Right, but why?
I do not know why. Curious. Freya is normally highly skilled at capturing someone's likeness, but in this painting, she has accidentally made Flora look quite young.
I think she was just being kind.
Why is that kind? Anyway, I'm far more interested in what Flora is holding. I performed a test on the red paint myself. I discovered that it was in fact not paint, but blood.
What made you want to test it in the first place?
It was Poppy. She told me she thought the painting looked like a bloody knife. I told her not to be ridiculous. My mother owns no such knife. But then I noticed that the color was slightly too dark, and the substance itself was overly viscous.
You noticed that just from looking at it once?
Of course. The gramophone belongs to Poppy, but I believe she gave it to my mother, and my mother often loaned it to Freya. Or maybe it is the other way around.
When did it get cracked?
I cannot pinpoint it exactly.
Yesterday.
All I know is that it must have happened sometime in the last 2 days.
Yeah. She looked at... Hawkshaw saw the tape yesterday and the tape wasn't cracked. So it was yesterday. Probably during the murder or right before the murder. Or right after the murder. I would assume before. Or during. Not after. Because... why after? people would have noticed it. Maybe, I don't know.
Is she laughing?
That belongs to my mother. I think she must be fond of eggs. There are a number of egg-shaped carvings to be found in the garden and in the Grand Hall.
Yeah, what's the deal with all the eggs?
Some people just like eggs.
Fifi, did you test the red paint in this pot?
Yes, I did. I discovered it too was blood, not paint.
A whole pot full of blood?
Not a whole pot. It is only partially full.
Yeah, but still. Doesn't that freak you out?
No.
No. In fact, it may be considered rather reassuring.
I was thinking about it. I was like, why do we think that the blood in the painting is from the same day of the murder? So if that red paint is not paint, it is blood, then there's no reason to think that, you know, it could have just come from the little paint pot.
The red paint on the brush is not paint. It is blood. Same for the palette.
So Freya added the blood to the painting herself?
Or blood got on the brush and palette some other way?
Nope.
I do not know the answer.
Freya did it.
The fruit here has a unique chemical makeup. It makes them completely pointless. Unless you wish to cut it down and sell it as a precious stone.
It's not edible?
Depends.
On what?
On the structural integrity of your teeth.
And everything's edible. Just some things are only edible once.
Why did Poppy leave shards of glass all over this statue?
What makes you think it was Poppy?
The statue lives in the music room. Who else would it be?
She said someone else uses the music room.
It is a flower.
So
It
not Fifi.
reminds me of something.
Meek!
But I
What's
cannot
up?
say what.
Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? Wait, let me shout you out. That's not the definition of edible. What do you mean? Cult of the Lamb? Oh my god, please tell me, am I still alive? Did I die? Did I ask to be sacrificed? Did I ask to eat poop? Please kill me if I did. How was it? I hope you had a wonderful time. We're solving a murder by interrogating all of these people. She's been murdered. You died? No! Rip maps. It was good. You played Dungeon Already Beaten for 3 hours before you realized the open. No! But hey, you got a bunch of resources. I bet. Probably. Edible means suitable to be eaten? I mean, I don't have anything. Okay, wait. What about bubblegum? You shouldn't eat bubblegum, but you can eat bubblegum. To be fair, there are a lot of deaths again. Rip. Hey, did you bury me? Or did you... was I carbonized? Good cult leader? I'm thinking like, yeah, there's like... I don't know if there's room to bury so many people. Your whole cult is just gonna become like a graveyard. It's so good to see you. Yeah, welcome. Well, I'm sad I died. But it's okay. At least, I'm gonna say, at least I didn't, you know, cause too much trouble. Imagine if I got, like, sick all the time. That'd be annoying. But yeah, questions. Where were we? Crumpled paper.
Who is this her to whom the message refers?
Well, I don't know exactly.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next.
Next? Okay. Well, you could, like, give me, like, a handwriting analysis.
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea.
Fifi, you're a terrible liar.
An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But...
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
Okay, so she told us she forgot. Okay, so Poppy told us she forgot to meet Fifi. And that by the time she got to the library, Fifi wasn't there anymore. And she met Fitz in the garden, and Fitz gave her a rose. Is there like a secret affair going on between the two of them? Is he cheating on Poppy? And like Fifi is the best friend and she's feeling neglected because now Poppy has a boyfriend? We don't know. Hopefully not the case, cause like, come on, Fifi's so adorable. Be nice to Fifi.
Is this yours, Fifi?
I do not recognize it. And besides, I would have no use for such a thing. Perhaps it could be used to hang wet laundry?
Was that a joke?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough, John. But like, yeah, like if you thought of like a chocolate spoon, then you're eating the spoon. But then it's chocolate. I guess the only way you'd be able to eat it is if it's like those like gold flakes. But it's just the color, it's not, they're not actually gold. Are they gold? I don't know. To eat this gem. I'm still thinking about the gem.
Do you know who was reading this book?
It belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
No, my mother has not been in the library for some time.
Then how did the book get here? The book did not grow legs and walk to the library.
I believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever.
Do we know when the painting was made? If it was made in the last 2 days.
This photograph is my favorite photograph.
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, it was not a half that was ripped off. It was only a third.
You don't have to say it with such joy. Come on.
This photograph.
It's her and Freya, and Poppy is here, and she's like, it was only a third that was ripped, okay? We don't care about that third. That third is useless.
A wooden carving of my father, made by my father. Although, now that I look at it, I do not understand how he was able to paint the red parts without any red paint. It is a model of Freya, made by my father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a little red and white creature.
Wait, no,
Why
this
would
is Freya,
my
no?
father make a model of Freya? That blade.
It's a troll for gardening.
It is. What a mess. Penelope should tidy up after herself.
These weren't dropped by Penny. They were dropped by birds, I think.
Yeah,
My
Penny's
argument
birds.
stands.
We already know that part.
What's wrong?
Earmuffs do not go on statues.
That looks so cool.
A book. My book.
And what's in it?
Pages.
Letters, words.
Now this is interesting. Where did you find it?
In the astronomy tower.
And yet, it does not concern the field of astronomy.
Nope.
In fact, you could even say that entomology is the exact opposite of astronomy.
Yeah, you could.
I would not say that, however.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No, it would
Entomology.
be quite naive. To study science in any field is to study the connections between all matter in the universe, living or inanimate. I am scared of birds.
Why?
It is an irrational fear. I have no suitable explanation.
Oh,
The statue itself does not interest me, but I do wish to know about those symbols on the harp. Have you deciphered their meaning yet?
We're working on it.
We are?
We are?
There is a drawing of me, a drawing of Detective Hawkshaw, and a drawing of Poppy and Fitz.
Ooh.
This belongs to Professor Pointer, does it not?
No, I don't think so.
Well, who else would own such a pointless little telescope?
Pointer.
It's a telescope.
Oh, yes. It has a telescopic lens. It can only be used for looking at things that are far away.
Hawkshaw was lying! Hawkshaw
There's
lied to
something
us.
about that diary we found in Fifi's room.
She said it was a microscope.
Something suspicious.
Wait, why was she looking? Why was she using the telescope in the gardening place? What's it called? Greenhouse.
Let's ask her about it.
There's something about Hawkshaw's
Uh-huh.
handheld microscope. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
Later. First we do Fifi.
Is this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation.
It's a diary.
Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10.
So, there are secrets written in here?
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
Is it someone else's diary?
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
The star.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Get over here. You, this blue book, it's the secret diary. It's somewhat similar to the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
This blue book is somewhat similar to the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya. Almost. Maybe just change.
Is it not the star? Is the same thing as.
This blue book
Okay.
is the same thing as the secret diary.
The shade
which
is
proves
different, so I didn't think it was the
belonged to
same.
Freya.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
Destroyed was always suspicious of, didn't want anyone to see, thought there wasn't. Within a library book, kept in her bedroom within Freya's diary. Personal secrets within Freya's diary. Fifi didn't want anyone to see, thought there wasn't. Didn't want anyone to see personal secrets.
Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something,
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way.
Okay.
By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Very well. I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
We're about to get some
All
juicy
right,
secrets.
Fifi unlocked the diary.
Finally. What's in there?
Is it the last clue? Secret diary. It's back, in the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up that painting. Soulbearer works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now. Need 2 more. Found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple compared to the harp. I saw them, all 5. Eyes blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. I'll do my best. She could do with a little company.
Freya was definitely up to something.
Something to do with the statue in the garden, I think.
Maybe we should go back and check. And we could have missed something.
Let's go. La la la. This is new.
This wasn't here
Yeah.
before.
I would have noticed the little crab.
What is it?
It's a little wooden toy. Looks kind of like a crab.
There's a note stuck to the back.
What does it say? Grimoire?
This is my new friend. This is so weird. He likes music. Simple melodies will move his soul. Best of luck, you too, Freya. We're being haunted.
What do you think? Is it really from her?
How can it be?
Why don't we check the handwriting with Freya's diary?
Good idea. Hold on.
Well,
It's a perfect match.
it's confirmed. We have a ghost helping us.
Let's keep this to ourselves for now.
What about the little wooden toy thingy?
Maybe we can put it to some kind of use.
Uh-oh. Is this Act 2? Why did we get a title screen? It's been an hour and 30 minutes. What? Okay. I think that was the thing we needed to find here.
I'm still not sure.
Should we take another look?
I want to look though. Interesting.
Let's
Just curious.
come back later.
Okay, so we need music. You silly. We need music to open up. So let's, we can come here and put the tape in, but let's go talk to Hackshaw first. We have suspicion.
This little microscope thing, you said you used it to search the greenhouse.
And this would make perfect sense if you knew what my client had asked me to find. Of course, I still have no intention of disclosing that information.
You're such a tease, Hawkshaw. Don't worry, we already worked out what you're searching for.
Golden beetle.
You're not as hopeless as you look.
Thanks.
So, that's what you were looking for in the greenhouse? This beetle?
Surely even you can understand the logic of it. The greenhouse is home to a great many insects. The gardener could have easily kept the beetle hidden in there.
Well, Fitz said you questioned him, but didn't actually search the greenhouse.
He is not exactly the type to appreciate subtlety. He simply didn't notice that I was using my microscope.
What do you reckon, Grimoire?
I know for a fact she didn't use the microscope in the greenhouse.
It's not a microscope at all.
It's not a microscope at all.
All of a sudden, Detective Grimoire is some kind of expert on microscopes.
The handheld microscope is made entirely out of, according to Fifi, uses a telescopic lens. So, Hawkshaw lied about it.
The handheld microscope, according to Fifi, uses a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. I'm inclined to believe Fifi when it comes to stuff like this.
Hawkshaw, why did you lie about owning a telescope?
When you were a child, what did you aspire to become?
A detective? Naturally.
Emperor of the Galaxy?
I wanted to be an astronomer.
Really?
I harbored a desire to understand the secrets of the wider universe. A fool's errand, to be sure,
Nah.
but a seductive one. At 15, I decided instead to apply my intelligence to the world around me. And so, I became a detective. But the yearning for elusive knowledge is a powerful force. I tried to keep it with me.
Sorry, but we're way off track. What's the deal with the little telescope?
A memento from my childhood. Little more than a toy.
Why did you bring it with you?
When I discovered that it was Professor Pointer who had hired me.
I really like her bucket hat. Like, really, now I need a bucket hat. I've never had a bucket hat, but I really like it.
I dared to consider it something
Look how
of a
good it looks.
planetary alignment. I had hoped he might sign my telescope. An extremely childish indulgence, I
Aww.
admit.
I never would have guessed.
Hold on. You're admitting you didn't use it in the greenhouse then?
Correct. As it happens, I have no need to search the greenhouse to such a degree. Professor Pointer doesn't consider the gardener a suspect in our theft investigation.
So, who is your suspect?
Things have become complicated.
So you
My lead
have...
suspect.
So she does admit that she was investigating the theft of the beetle and not, nothing else.
Is your murder victim.
Ah, we have so many magnifying glasses, yes. Only 2 people left to question thoroughly.
Charming, isn't it? Yes. Built by the Remington family originally. Dear Flora's father and his associates.
But now it's owned by you? By the Fellow family?
The Fellows and the Pointers have both come to claim a certain degree of ownership.
And who named it Tangle Tower?
Flora chose the name.
What does it mean?
I think it was her intention that it mean nothing at all. Something of a fresh start.
From what?
This really isn't for me to say, but she had some kind of disagreement with her siblings. After they moved away, Flora changed the name of the house. I think perhaps she hoped it would make them feel unwelcome, yes, less likely to come back.
So what was the previous name?
That's kind of extreme.
Yes, it is rather, isn't it? What's this?
It's my case file. It's how I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
You mean to say you're bound by the limits of what's written in this little document? Sounds dreadful.
I found it comforting.
You know what's interesting? I've been paying attention to their designs, and if I'm not mistaken, Fitz is the only one whose lines leave the character model. Everyone else is super nice and orderly. I mean, Fifi's hair is like sticking out, but like his, it's like, his lines aren't closed. Oh, of course. The tower that will in the future be called Tangle Tower is the previous name. The tower. The Untangled Tower.
That looks like it might belong to Poppy. I'm as confused as you are. It would have been a beautiful painting. It's rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes.
What do
Hard
you
to say
see?
exactly what we're looking at.
Also, the fact that we have 2 vases.
Flora's quite fond of that old thing. It's in poor shape, though.
Do you know what happened to it?
Can't say I do. That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
Does Flora normally keep something in here?
She must do, but I admit I've never managed to work out what.
Why not just ask her?
I feel like if somebody keeps something locked away in a ceramic egg, it's because they don't want to be asked about it.
Rules to live by.
Looks like Freya's paints.
Do you know why the pots are cracked down one side?
No, that's very odd. They're normally in excellent condition.
You seem pretty sure about that.
Yeah. He also has paints, and his paints are the same as her paints, but no cracks.
It's unlike her to leave paint on the brush.
I think we'll give her a pass, given the circumstances.
Ah, yes. So we shall.
Like dying?
That looks like it might belong to Fitz. Now this is still in very good condition. Apart from the crack, of course.
What about those shards on the inside of the horn?
Looks like somebody broke a glass and was trying to conceal the evidence. Cunning. That looks like it might belong to Fitz. Goodness me! Oh dear.
Do you know who this is?
Not a clue.
You guys suck.
I've never been one for music. Why not ask Poppy instead? What is it?
We don't know. We were really hoping you would.
My friends, shed your hope and let it fall free like sandbags from a hot air balloon.
That's the most depressing idiom I've ever heard.
Because I do not know what it is.
Where did you find that?
It was in the library.
Really? How odd. That's one of Freya's paintings, is it not? It's impressive, but a little miserable for my tastes. My daughter Fiona and her best friend. They grow up so fast.
Do you know why it's ripped like that?
Ah, yes. I didn't even notice. No idea. I've been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
Do you paint them yourself too?
I do indeed, yes. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Sure.
Hard fact, huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course, I own a great many. But my weapons are stored well away from Tangle Tower. Safety first and all that. Now you found it. What do you think, huh? I had to rush the final touches a little bit. It turned out all right, though.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course, surrounded by all her favorite people.
Including the bird. What about Fifi? Your daughter.
I've never seen that before. Looks valuable. Is that a clue? Really?
It might be. The statue was up in the rooftop garden.
Yes, it's been there a while. You can see the brass is slightly tarnished by the elements, but it's not too bad. Might be salvageable. Why would someone lock up a book like that?
We think it's a secret diary.
Aha! Teenagers are funny, aren't they? What's this all about? Some kind of rare jewel?
Treasure.
I'm pretty sure the research is about a real insect.
If it's made of gold, then it's made of gold. Bizarre things, aren't they? Penelope seems rather attached to them.
Do you not feel sorry for them in that little cage?
Come now, I'm sure they could leave if they really wanted to. Rather ugly, isn't it, as far as statues go? Years of wind and rain have not been kind to it
I
either.
don't like it.
Do you know what it is? The creature, I mean.
It's connected to the Remington family history in some way, but I can't recall. Freya was quite the talent. She had a way of capturing the spirits of her subjects. Not in an evil way, in a good way.
Last
Why
one?
don't you ask Fiona about that one? Looks like her area of expertise.
Okay, good. I'm glad we got that one before we talk to Fiona then, if that might be something she will tell us about. However,
There's something about Felix's painting supplies. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
There's something about the image of Flora in the painting. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
later. First, this guy. Suspicious.
So, about this paint we found in your room.
Nothing suspicious about it. I used it to paint, obviously. Totally normal thing to do.
We never said it was suspicious.
Come on then, out with it. What exactly are you accusing me of?
It's not your paint pot.
It's not your paint pot. Did you take it from somewhere else?
What on earth? It's definitely mine. I even have proof. Look, the lid matches the ones on all my other paint pots. End of discussion.
That's not the end of the discussion.
We need a clue to compare with Felix's red paint. Something to prove who it actually belongs to.
Okay, so Freya's paints have they're not round, they're squarish. This is round, and this is also round.
That almost makes sense, but it's not right. Let's take a closer look at this.
The logo. This logo is exactly the same as this logo, but the lids were swapped to hide it.
Freya's blue paint pot is exactly the same as Felix's red paint pot, but the lids were swapped to hide it. No,
No? But it's the same logo. Is there something changed about the red paint pots? Was stolen and replaced with Felix's red paint pot. But the lids were swapped to hide it.
Freya's red paint pot was stolen and replaced with Felix's red paint pot, but the lids were swapped to
Is
hide
he
it.
painting with blood?
That red paint is from Freya's supplies, not yours. Swapping the lids doesn't hide what you did.
Why are you bothering me about paint anyway? And none of this is connected to your murder.
Okay, this red paint pot was somehow filled with blood by Freya several weeks ago. Before Freya and emptied out on the floor? What? Before Freya used it to paint Flora.
This red paint pot was somehow filled with blood before Freya used it to paint Flora.
Oh, that's definitely something. Right, fine. Here's the story. I was busy working on a project when I suddenly realized I had run out of red paint. There was a certain amount of time pressure, so I politely asked Freya if I could borrow hers. Just for a little while, you know, perfectly reasonable request.
But she said no.
I tried to explain why I needed it, but she didn't seem to care. So, well, I took Freya's red paint pot and swapped it with my own empty one.
You went into her room?
Not my proudest moment, But it's just paint. I didn't touch anything else.
And the paint pot you left behind was definitely empty?
Quite. I have absolutely no idea how it got blood in it, if that's what you're asking.
Yours
Why
probably
were you in
also
such a
has
hurry to
blood.
get a hold of red paint anyway?
I was trying to finish this in time for Flora's birthday. I needed red to paint the final details.
Could you not have just used a different color?
Out of the question. It had to be red and white.
If you managed to finish it, why haven't you given it to Flora yet?
Well, I decided against it in the end.
Why?
After what happened. Seemed a bit, insensitive.
Sauce. Okay. Last person. We still have a couple things we need to ask other people, but let's go. I have a feeling that she's not gonna say anything to any of them. But we're gonna click all of them.
Did you ask Freya to paint this? Or was it her idea?
What is that you're holding in the painting, Flora? Some people have been saying it's a knife. Is this your gramophone?
Do you know why it's cracked? Flora, this is your egg? Why do you keep it locked?
Is there supposed to be something in there? Or is it always empty?
Let's go through all of them.
Do you know what this is?
Guess not. Have you seen this book before? Do you know who it belongs to?
Oh, I thought she was gonna say something.
Really thought
Yeah.
in there.
Me too. Me too. Giraffe lady over here, she is generous.
This is a photo of Fifi, isn't it?
Generously
Your daughter?
necked. Look at that.
What do you think of your husband's hobby?
Do you have any hobbies? You haven't seen this yet, have you?
It's a little model of you. Who are the other people next to you?
Spoiling the
Do you
birthday
recognize
surprise.
any of these feathers?
Do you know anything about this beetle? Do you know anything about these birds? Or birds in general?
She likes birds. We know that. This is her book. The bird book. Okay, before we ask her, I just want to do one thing here. I want to play the tape and see if it's going to open up the thing we got, the crab thing. Or if we have to go to the piano room. This is so creepy.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
Yes. Oh dear. Okay, we need to write this down. Okay. So where the logo of the mouth is gonna be this symbol. Okay, we're writing. This is actually successful. Okay, my plan has been successful. Okay, now this one. And then we can ask Poppy to play the piano music that's in the wall.
It's
On the wall.
piano music.
Yes? Is it not going to trigger this? Oh wait. sip some tea in the meantime. I made it before the stream, but it's so hot here that like I wasn't gonna drink it while it was hot. So is it gonna trigger our beetle crab thing? Nope. So, okay, we got one clue.
So,
Suspicion.
this painting, specifically that knife in Flora's hand.
Yeah, it's creepy. But we didn't find a knife anywhere in the room. So what's going on?
It's not a knife.
It's not a knife. We need a clue to compare with the painting. Something to explain what that knife shape actually is.
It is this.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Quiero here. The painted knife is actually just a feather from an ink dip bird.
The painted knife is actually just a feather from an ink dip bird.
It's definitely the right shape, but the book's not in color. The thing Flora's holding in the painting is red and white, specifically. Is there anything to suggest that the ink dip bird is red and white too?
Yes. The painted model.
This little thing? I don't understand why Felix would make a model of this bird as part of a gift for Flora. And come to think of it, why would Flora be holding a feather in the painting anyway?
The ink dip bird was Penny's pet, so she can't betray Flora. Attacked Flora was Flora's pet, so she kept a single feather to remember it by.
The ink dip bird was Flora's pet, so she kept a single feather to remember it by.
She kept the bird as a pet, and it died?
Maybe.
The last one.
Maybe it flew away.
Flora spends all her time staring out the window.
By the way,
Is she waiting for
kept
the
feather.
bird to come
I
back?
think it was pretty important to her.
Oh.
All right, so she was holding the feather while Freya was painting her. But where is it now? You'd think she'd keep it somewhere close by.
Yeah, I think she does.
Was the
Normally,
feather inside the egg?
This is where Flora usually keeps her feather.
But we opened it. It's empty.
Mm-hmm. Completely empty.
My god, is she actually gonna say something?
She's pointing at something in the corner of the room.
It's just a pile of books. They're not... Wait, there's something tucked inside this one.
Drawings of Flora and the small bird. There's a handwritten message on the back. These are for you. Love, Freya. Kisses. That's so cute.
Let's go over what we know about the crime scene. We know a little more about the crime scene now. So, what do you think? Was Freya stabbed by her own painting?
No. Was used to hide, was designed to match, was replaced by, was used to paint the red tip of the blood from the red pot. To prove the existence of magic. No, to hide the evidence, to distract Freya so I could stab Freya, to resemble a bloody knife. Was used to paint over.
Blood from the paint
No.
pot was used to paint over the painted ink dip feather to resemble a bloody knife. Almost. Maybe just.
Was designed to match?
Blood from the paint pot was designed to match the painted ink dip feather to resemble a bloody knife. Almost. Maybe just. Blood from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to resemble a bloody knife.
I think you're right. Can't decide if I'm disappointed or relieved.
I have a question. Why?
Yeah.
Either it's a very strange coincidence, or somebody set it up.
Somebody deliberately put blood in the paint pot and hid that feather after the crime. Why? To distract us?
Possibly.
Well, it worked.
Possibly.
Flora's the only person who could have hidden the feather, unless someone took it from her.
Let's go over what we do know. The door was locked the whole time. It stayed locked until Fitz kicked it down. Normally, it can only be opened from the inside. Pointer said he couldn't see Freya from his telescope, but he did see Flora lying by the window.
So whatever got Freya got Flora too?
Except Flora survived. She didn't get a stab wound like Freya did.
Hold on. If there was no knife, then what did stab Freya?
It could
The
be anything.
paintbrush!
It might not even be important.
How is it not important?
Right now, I'm less interested in the what
Fine.
and
Probably
more
not the
interested
paintbrush.
in the how.
The angle of Freya's wound suggests she was stabbed at a perfect right angle. That is, from directly in front of her. But she was standing right up by the canvas.
Somehow, Freya ended up lying on her back, still perfectly in line with a painting.
Maybe something went through it.
Through the painting? Wouldn't that leave a hole?
Okay, well, how about this? How do we know Freya was stabbed before she fell over? Maybe her being stabbed and her falling over are completely unrelated.
Unlikely, but okay. Oh, that was the thinking? Okay. So we still have to ask these people about the telescope. That's the only thing left that we haven't asked yet. And we have one clue that we haven't found. Ooh, but we can start doing the... Oh, no! We found it! Ah! Okay, wait. Okay, let's go.
You ever seen this before, Fitz?
I clicked everything!
No, but I don't normally go into Fifi's room.
That's not where we found it.
Oh, I just thought it looks like it belongs to her.
I'm so happy. I thought we were going to be missing something that I didn't
Did
click
Freya
on.
draw these?
Yeah. There's a note in the back, too.
She was even closer to Flora than I realized.
Okay. So. We also have the puzzle for the fountain, which this guy, Uncle Pointer, does not want us to go into, but we need music. So, can you play this again, please?
It's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
Okay. Did that not activate the
Did you find
beetle?
that in Fifi's room?
No. Should we have?
No,
Everyone
it's
thinks
just-
it's Fifi's.
It looks like something she'd use, don't you think? How sweet.
Okay. Oh, it did work. Piano. Okay, we need 2 more. Do we have any more music? Hello, we have 2 more things to question you.
Don't that is. It's that bird. But these must have been drawn at least a year ago. Oh, how sad.
Okay, so you don't have anything for me? No pop-ups? Sorry, I had to click her to pop up the pop-ups. Okay.
Does this count?
No, it doesn't matter.
Yes, answer my questions about these two things.
What's this?
It looks like it might be a telescope. Thought you might know something about it.
Well, it certainly is a telescope. It has a part there to screw onto a tripod, you see? It's rather small, though. I'm not sure you could see many stars with it.
No, probably not.
Oh,
Yes, very nice. Where is that bird of Flora's? It's been a while since I've seen it.
okay. Asked him everything. Perfect. Now, asked him everything, asked everything. Did we ask him everything? I think so. I think he was the first one. Yes, cool. Let's go to Hawkshaw.
Does Flora still own that bird? Do you know?
Don't think so. The drawings are from a few years ago.
I see.
Everything. Okay.
Nothing there.
Bueno. Okay. Now, Fifi.
Freya drew these,
Yeah, I think so. There's a note in the back.
but she never showed them to me.
Well, I think it was a gift for your mother. Like a private thing between Freya and Flora.
You know private things? Like the diary you stole? Maybe we should go over that again. Okay.
These drawings are quite precious.
No.
I'm surprised Flora let you see them.
What happened to the bird? Did it die?
I don't know. Seems likely, though, doesn't it?
We still need 2 more musical cues. Where are we gonna get them? Okay, let's go examine this puzzle. We have 2 clues. Humming piano, and you want bird. Oh, you want bird? Oh, do we have any? And we want bell. Okay. Have you seen a bell anywhere? Okay, we need a bird and bell. Bird and bell. Have we seen a bell anywhere? Bell. And there's this hot room in here. What is this? Bell, bell, bell. Ah! The doorbell. Okay, now we need bird. Does anyone want to sing for us?
An especially fancy
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Yes. Do you guys sing?
They're bird cages, but the birds are coming and going freely.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
Okay, it is a bird, right? Yeah, bird. Where else are there birds? There are birds here, there are birds here. I mean, we can brute force the puzzle, but I'm kind of curious about the bird.
I feel like I'm standing in a giant birdcage.
No one wants to sing for me?
Does this count as...
Yeah, no, doesn't matter. They're bird cages. Oh, it totally is. They're bird cages. Oh, it totally is.
Something in the attic?
Someone, no idea. Either way, it's pretty suspicious.
Nah. Bird. Nothing here, nothing here.
Amused. Don't think you can get out being questioned.
It's a bear. It's not a bird. The birds that are bathing in the water fountain. I did it. Don't have to brute force the puzzle. Let's
That's
go.
all formalities, I think.
So, what do we do with them?
Should we go back to the gardens again?
Yes. Take me there.
Let's try this again.
You know, I think we might be...
I just was trying to start the puzzle. I didn't know he was going to talk to me.
That's gotta be right.
Nothing. Maybe it's broken.
Wait, do you hear that?
What?
Where do you think it goes?
Down.
Let's go! Secret room. Secret room number 1. Act 3. Underneath the tower.
What's in there?
Ooh. Oh, bro, this is what Freya was doing. That's why she was like disappearing everywhere. She's studying the beetles.
It's a little diagram of a beetle with some incomprehensible notes scribbled next to it.
That's weird.
What?
It looks really normal compared to the beetles behind the glass.
9 beetles. All different, all dead.
Poor little guys.
There's a bunch of notes written all around them. It's mostly numbers. No idea what they mean.
Okay. We got 111, something something, 121, 201, 47, 12, 39.
9 beetles. The rest
Okay,
is
you're not
mostly
gonna give me
numbers.
something different for each?
9 beetles. The
No,
rest is
okay.
mostly numbers. It looks like they're being boiled, but the liquid is ice cold. A cracked glass tank with 9 little rooms. Each one has 1 or 2 insects inside. I can't tell if they're still alive.
I like that you called them rooms. Thirsty?
Not that thirsty, thanks.
A candle, perched on a barrel.
Very medieval.
Very fire hazardous.
I was thinking pirates.
Medieval pirates. Bugs. Big ones.
Looks like they're made of
For
metal.
the size of this one. Okay, what about you guys?
Rows of plants, growing in wide wooden boxes.
In the dark.
What color is the soil?
It looks black, but it's too dark to tell.
So not Fitz's blue soil.
Is it locked?
Seems likely, doesn't it? Weird looking safe.
I'm pretty sure the latches can slide into the middle.
Diagonally slide the latches until they're in the correct position. Do you... Oh my goodness. Puzzle. Okay. Oh. Oh dear. Okay. Oh my god, no. No, no. Don't do this to me. I only have 1 brain cell, please. Okay. Okay, let's put that brain cell to work. Okay. So we're trying to make a path. Okay, so go away, everybody go away. Start with this one. Okay, so it needs to continue this, and I assume it's gonna follow these squares all the way to here. Let's see where this is gonna take us. Okay. Okay, it's either this one or this one. Go with this one first. Okay, it's this, and goes here. Here, back here. I think we got this.
That's the one.
Always do mazes from the back to the front.
Hey, not bad.
Thank you. I am very impressed with myself. That was pretty great.
Anything inside?
Yeah, more research.
Oh, this is it. This is what I was missing. The beetle, the golden beetle, is number 4. 1. Something weird. 2. You have the cycle, the water cycle. You know, it rains and then the water evaporates, it goes up, and then it makes weird things. And then the 3rd is the serpent and the fish, and a little skeleton, which would make for a great tattoo. And then 4 is the beetle. Secret research. A folder containing research notes and diagrams. 1. Our unique flora and fauna is the byproduct of a number of as of yet unidentified chemicals. 2. These chemicals are continually present in the water, forming clouds and filling the lake. This causes a variety of mutations in plants and animals. 3. Smaller creatures such as arachnids, insect, mollusks, amphibians, and crustaceans are the most affected. However, the chemicals may travel up the food chain and cause mutations in birds and reptiles. As far as we know, mammals seem completely unaffected.
Whose research is this? This is some seriously in-depth research.
That's impressive, but it's incomplete. There's a section missing.
We have that. It is the golden beetle.
So, this is Pointer's secret lab.
Definitely seems like he's the one using it.
I guess not a lot of people know about the secret entrance.
Right. But if Pointer's the only one who comes down here, why would he need to lock his research in a safe? Who is he hiding it from?
He's just paranoid, especially about his golden beetle.
Freya.
What do you think he's trying to do exactly?
Has been trying to breed, wasn't aware of, locked up, has been planning to kill, was hiding from. I think he's been trying to breed. Pointer. Was locked up, has been trying to breed, has planning to kill, was hiding from. The ink dip bird. Is he trying to steal Flora from Felix?
Pointer has been trying to breed the ink-dip bird in the underground laboratory. Almost. Maybe just change. Pointer has been trying to breed the ink-dip bird in Flora's tower. Nope.
Okay, so this is not what was wrong. It is the underground laboratory. It is Pointer. Has been trying to breed the golden beetle.
Pointer has been trying to breed
I'm silly.
the golden
I didn't
beetle in the underground
realize
laboratory.
that the beetle's there.
Why? Because it's rare?
Because it's gold?
Is that it?
I think so. I don't think he cares about entomology any more than he cares about astronomy. He just wants to get one over on Felix. If he can breed his own gold, suddenly Poppy's inheritance is looking pretty,
Infinite. Might explain why he was so worried about losing the beetle. Maybe somebody did steal it.
Might have been Freya after all. We know she was trying to get through the secret door in the garden.
She might not have known what was down here, though. Maybe she was just curious.
Curious, sure, but not naive. I reckon she knew what was going on.
But then, if the beetle was stolen, that means he did make the beetle.
I think we're still missing the bigger picture.
And if he made the beetle, why can't he just make another one?
There's no way this is all just about a beetle. We're done.
Ready to go down?
We're done?
Again?
Where did this room come from? What the heck? But how we, what? How do we know there was a secret entrance? I didn't see that.
It's an old coat rack. Looks thoroughly neglected.
2 cloaks, and a green hat draped on top for good measure.
A single book on a little makeshift table.
This is creeping me out slightly.
Why?
I think it's a children's book.
Children's book. Mists of the Sea and Sky. A children's picture book. It looks very old. The ink dip. An elegant bird with red and white plumage. The silver snake. An aquatic reptile with no eyes and a long tongue. Really? I wouldn't say this was a tongue. I thought this was like a mustache. Like one of those, you know, Asian dragons. They look cool. They have mustaches. The soul bearer. A crab with 3 differently sized claws. The amphobe. A frog-like creature walking on 2 legs. Excuse me, that's called a fishman.
We're too late. This photograph has been
Oh
stabbed.
no.
Why? By what?
By that thing.
Not sure. Some kind of metal stabbing thingy.
Oh, you know, the coal thing. What's it called? You know, the thing that you poke coal with. Anyways, it is, I swear it's a thing. Metal rod. A sleek but sturdy metal rod. It has been stabbed into a photograph. The rod has a curved and pointed tip like an arrow or the hand of a clock. It has a small loop at the back with a sort of length of red rope connected to it. The metal is perfectly clean and polished. It's the murder weapon, and it was in the rope thingy.
So what's the photo?
Damaged photo. It's been framed, but it's slightly damp. The photograph shows a young girl. A large man is sitting next to her. Around them are several red and white birds. A metal object was stabbed into the photo, leaving a hole near the man's chest. They had a bunch of them. What happened to them?
Do you know who it is in the photo?
Yes. Flora.
This man in the photo, he reminds me of something from one of our clues.
Felix made a little model of him for Flora.
Yeah, it makes sense when you know who he is.
I think it's
Lord
Remington.
Remington. That makes him Flora's father. Meaning the girl in the photo is...
Yeah, it's her. See the
Look
bird
at the hair.
too.
I never would have guessed. Times sure do change.
Nope.
I don't know.
She looks exactly
I
the
don't
same.
think she looks so different.
Yep. Oh my god, the music. Okay, what else do we have?
There's a roll of paper up there.
I'll see if I can reach it.
Let me guess. Blank.
Study! The study! Yes, I knew it. So the study is underneath the rooftop garden, is the room that we're missing. We can fold it?
That's the lake, right?
Oh no, that's
I
the
think
water
that
level.
horizontal line might be the water level.
It used to be a lot lower down than it is now.
I didn't know you could click the map and I was about to close it. Except that I realized that this might be, you know, you could fold it and it would give you another image. So thank God I did.
Study. Wait.
I know what you're thinking. And no, we never went in there.
How did we miss it?
The Grand Hall.
What's that thing in the middle?
I think it's that big glass tube.
Are we gonna go from
The
above?
rooftop garden. That name makes a little more sense in this context.
Oh, yeah, because there was no tower yet. Okay, I think we're good. Let's click everything
The
else.
library.
Storage.
Storage! No, it's Freya's room!
It's Freya's room.
Ah, rip.
Music room. It's the aviary.
Rip.
This seems pretty significant.
Agreed.
It was called the Misted Mansion. Oh, that's so much better than Tangle Tower. Misted Mansion, north side cross section. A roll of parchment on which the plans for a grand mansion has been drawn. A horizontal line marks where the lake was before, and a second marks where it is now. Oh. The mansion has been built on top of the large structure above the lake, supported by pillars. Freya's room is listed as storage. A room labeled study is in the center. Misted Mansion is so much better.
A bunch of picture frames, but it's too dark to see the pictures.
It's not too dark. The frames are all empty.
Okay, anything else that I'm gonna be missing?
Old cardboard
How
box.
exciting.
No, but there's more. They're also damp and empty.
Yay.
Old cardboard boxes.
How
They're also
exciting.
empty. Basements don't normally have windows.
I would love to... Dude, this is literally underwater. You can just see the lake.
We're at the bottom of the lake. We must be.
That'd be amazing. Look at that water shifting over here.
Right. But if that's the lake bed, why does it look like that?
Like what? I can't click it. My eyes itchy.
Like what?
White, smooth, no plants, no anything. That's not what a lake looks like.
Good question.
Where are we?
Did you notice how much light this room has?
It's all coming through the window.
I'm pretty sure lakes are supposed to be darker at the bottom, not lighter.
Why is there a room down here anyway? And why is it so much older than the rest of Tangle Tower?
We still don't really know why people came to live here in the first place.
Maybe they just wanted to get rich, like Pointer with his beetles.
I feel like the Remingtons came here for the lake, for what was in it.
It's empty
In the
though.
lake?
More empty than a normal lake would be.
It is now, yeah. Maybe we're too late.
Okay, is there like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more things? Because I feel like that kind of would fit in.
Let's head back up to the Grand Hall. I want to find that last room.
Let's go.
Wow, it's dark all of a sudden.
How long were we down there?
This must be it. This thing goes all the way up.
How are we supposed to get up there?
Not swimming.
Hang on, it's pitch black, but I think there's a switch.
Imagine it just like opens the aquarium and then just floods the entire mansion. Ah. Convenient.
A ladder.
Want to go up?
Leave it alone. I would never. Tangle Tower, the hidden heart. The study. Oh my god.
Dragon.
Snake?
Worm.
That's the one. An axe and some kind of hunting rifle mounted on the wall.
Honestly, doesn't look like they've been moved in a few years.
I'm more worried about the third one.
The third one?
The anchor.
The one that isn't there.
It looks like an anchor.
Coffee table, half-empty wine bottle, lamp left on. I'm gonna say someone's been using this room.
Recently.
Someone complacent enough to leave their notebook lying around.
Oh, amateur. Notebook. Several pages have been ripped out, but a few remain. Fifth ambassador located. Finally. Can't say I harbored any optimism, but still somehow disappointed. No better than the rest of them. Took my misted friend into the music room for experiments. It works. Perhaps too well. The laboratory was another disappointment. All that effort for what? He's even more short-sighted than I could have guessed. Went to the bottom. Nice view. It's mostly been cleaned out, but I have what I need. She got in. She was careful. Nothing was moved. But I know. It's time. Flora got in. I mean, Fiona. Freya. Freya got in. All these F names. Interesting.
An incinerator built into the wall. It's still pretty hot.
Is there anything left inside?
It's mostly ashes, but yeah, there's something.
The feather! Burned items, no, not much more than a pile of dust and ash. Among the ashes are several black buttons. Red-colored scraps of fabric are still visible. Oh. It was probably the last one.
Who are all the people in this photo?
The
Not
feather.
sure, but it looks like someone didn't like them very much. Their eyes have all been crossed out.
Ooh, the ambassadors of Misted Mansion. Huh. Photograph in a sturdy wooden frame. It's dusty and looks several years old. A brass plaque at the base of the frame reads, "The Ambassadors of Misted Mansion." The photo shows 2 women and 3 men wearing a variety of different styles of clothing. All 5 people have had their faces crudely covered with black ink. Okay. So we assume this is Fifi's mom. This is Poppy's mom. And then he has a scar, so this is Felix, maybe? And then this is Uncle Pointer.
That photo is important. I'm sure of it.
They call this room a study?
What would you call it?
The secret death chamber
Yeah,
of doom.
yeah. Excuse me, I'm trying to do the question mark.
Another photograph.
Their faces are all crossed out with some kind of black ink.
That's weird.
Oh, you think so?
No, I mean, something I just realized. Sally, did we meet any of these people here at Tangle Tower?
Nope.
Well, the woman on the left
mean,
looks
yes.
a little like Poppy, but her style is way different. And at first I thought the guy on the top right was Felix, but now that I look at it, I don't think it is him.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know, in any
Spooky
normal
bear.
room, this thing would be my main concern. In here, though, it barely makes the top 3. Centipede, millipede, how many legs has it got?
Too many.
Too many.
Is that a crab?
Is that the crab?
It's got a translucent exoskeleton. You can actually see its insides.
Wait, were they collecting the 4 creatures? The crab, the snake, the frog, and the bird?
Also, crabs normally have 2 claws, right? Not
Yeah.
3? You sure we should be touching it?
Grimoire, don't you think it looks familiar?
The limbs of the creature can be rotated and the claws can be opened or closed. Hi. Hi, Zet. Welcome. How are you? I don't like the sound. Ugh. Ugh. Ew. Okay, can I need to look at the
This
book again.
crab really reminds
That little wooden toy we found?
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to help us. I think I've seen it more recently.
Yeah, in the book. Let me look at the book. Where's the book? Yeah, children's book. Yes. Let me take a picture of it. You're super angry after the Jafar fight? I feel like that game has no sense of like difficulty scaling. Okay, let me take a picture of this crab. And then we can make our new crab friend the same as our crab friend.
Crab.
It's got a
Also, crab.
Why was it so hard? That was weird. Okay, we'll move you here and we open up your claw. And then you ugh. And then we move you we move you up a little bit. No, that's too much. That's too open.
Perfect.
Perfect. This is not cheating, okay? I just took a photo. It was really nice to hear Robin Williams' Genie again. That was heartbreaking. That was so sad. Also nice, but very sad. Ooh, another secret compartment?
What's this?
This is like the 4th secret compartment we found in like the last 20 minutes.
something somebody didn't want us to find.
Oh. This is a murder weapon. Oh, damn. Is the telescope mounted here? Can we click it? No? No clues? I think this is a murder weapon.
What is it?
You ready to grind theater in Genshin? No. But I am a little bit broken Primogem, so I probably will. I am definitely going to be doing some polls for Farina next week. So. Maybe.
Was someone trying to hide it?
Yes,
From
it's
us?
the murder
I don't
weapon.
know, but it looks incomplete to me. I want to know what happened to the rest of it. Where are the other parts?
We found them already.
We found them already.
The rope, the lunette. Okay. Attaches to the underside of a crossbow. That is. Wait. I know the other ones. Oh dear. And this is gonna be the small lens. What is this though? I thought you hated her? I don't like her. But I think she would be good. I don't know. I feel like she's strong, you know? I don't know. I never pull characters because they're strong. I only pull characters because they look good. But if I'm gonna have to like do the theater, then I need some strong characters. What killed her? It's not gonna have been the trowel. Is it a feather?
That Doesn't seem right.
We need something that could attach to the crossbow.
Something that could attach to the crossbow. Oh. Part 2. Yes.
What do you make of it?
Not sure.
The murder weapon?
Let's keep an open mind.
You don't think the crossbow is the murder weapon?
The murder
Oh
weapon?
no, the crossbow is definitely
Okay,
the murder
good.
weapon. But that doesn't mean we've solved the mystery.
Yeah, no. Who shot the murder weapon? I've been not clicking on this on purpose. I want to click everything else first.
I call this room a step of doom.
Anything else that we haven't clicked on yet? Oh, look at this.
Some kind of fish and a bird skull, I guess?
If
Cute.
that's a bird skull, we're talking about a 15-foot bird here.
Well, how about we stop talking about it?
Okay, last one.
It's a wooden pinboard, hung up on one of the chains.
Looks like there's a couple of things missing from it.
The drawing. Oh my god, the tower. A large pinboard. A large central sheet of paper has been pinned to it. 4 lines have been drawn from a gap in the center. A smaller sheet underneath features a drawing resembling the silhouette of a cloaked figure. Okay, come on, give me the yes, this.
Someone's been using this room.
Give me the... I want to put the clues together.
I don't get it. This room is in the original building plans for the mansion. But nowadays it's some big secret?
It's not a secret to everybody. At least one other person still knows about this room.
The way the notebook was left out on the table makes me think it's someone who has the room all to themselves.
Whoever it was, they left more than just the notebook. There's a whole design project on this pinboard. Feels like someone put quite a bit of effort into it.
It's a shame there are things missing from it.
And Freya knows. Freya took this picture from here and to her bedroom.
Now I'm betting it'd make more sense if we could see it all together.
We
That
can.
might not be impossible, you know.
Give me that. Yep.
The painting from Freya's room and those sketches. Did Freya design Detective Hawkshaw's clothes? What kind of sense does that make?
I don't think that's why Freya made that painting, but it may have been why somebody took a photo of it to use as reference. And as for those sketches of Hawkshaw, I don't think Freya actually drew them. It was somebody else, someone with less of a talent for art.
Doesn't exactly narrow it down. Should we go ask Detective Hawkshaw about all this?
I'm not sure. I still don't know what's really going on.
Is this the last one? The murder. That bear is so spooky.
Time to solve this.
Oh my god, is it time to solve this? Okay. Machinations of murder.
All right. Break out the notebook. Time to put it all together.
Let's start with this. It's an arrow for the crossbow, and it matches Freya's wound. It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Despite the fact it doesn't have any blood on it, and it wasn't found anywhere near the crime scene.
It was
It
shot
was
and then
cleaned,
pulled out.
Then it was hidden. I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
It's not gonna have been shot from here. It's either here or here. But if it was shot from here, there would have been a hole in the painting. So it has to have been shot from behind her.
It was fired from behind Freya.
Wait, I'm confused.
Me too.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
Never mind then. It was fired from in front of her. I just had never gotten it wrong.
It was fired from in
And then I
front
got the
of
most
Freya.
important thing wrong.
Wait, I'm confused.
Me too.
Okay,
Wait,
so
what?
Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
The side? Oh, above. Oh, I thought that was a diagonal. I thought it meant that it was coming from this window.
It was fired from above Freya.
Above, huh?
Yeah, our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
The attic.
Perfect hiding place. We even found a part of the murder weapon up there. The reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboards.
Explains why we never found a weapon at the crime scene, I guess.
The murderer must have dropped the reel in the attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait, the arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Nope, doesn't add up. It would have missed her if she was still standing up by the painting.
Yeah, she has to already have been on the
right.
floor.
Unless
Yeah.
Freya was already lying on her back before the arrow was fired.
I think so too.
She'd fallen unconscious.
She'd fallen unconscious.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
That's why Flora was also unconscious. Paint fumes? No. The gramophone. The gramophone?
The gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
The gramophone emits poison gas? No. There was something in the gramophone.
There was something in the gramophone.
Mm-hmm. Something small.
That's not it. That's not it.
What was in the gramophone? Oh, I keep forgetting we have the second one.
That's not it.
What? What was in the gramophone? What do you mean? The beetle.
Pointer's research says it can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened. Poppy and Fitz both said they heard a loud noise around the time of the murder. Neither of them had any idea what it was.
This seems a little far-fetched. Is it really loud enough to knock someone out?
But also, if they were knocked out by the sound, then the person who shot them was just like, it's so convenient that now I can suddenly shoot her. Or they planted the beetle so that they could shoot her. But yeah, that makes more sense. Never mind.
No, I don't think so. Not by itself. But don't forget, it was being amplified by the shape of the gramophone. Now, I don't think we're purely talking about volume either.
They had the
It might
earmuffs
just be a
on.
particular type of frequency.
This is getting kinda scientific. Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
I don't, but I think someone else does. Do you remember that statue we found in the music room? The hornet's playing. It's a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone. That broken glass isn't there on accident. This is someone's science experiment.
Thinking about it, Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too. I guess they were both in range of the noise, although Pointer might have been lying.
Personally, I think he was telling the truth about that. It's pretty clear
Me too.
a powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower. Caused quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, that's
too.
why everything's broken. The cracked tape,
Those cracks didn't appear out of
the
nowhere.
cracked paints.
Freya's paints,
Yeah.
the pink cassette tape, and the gramophone itself. They all sustained similar damage while they were in that room.
I have today matcha lemongrass. I was gonna put ice cubes in it, and then I found out that my ice trays were all empty, which means one of two things. Either A, the last person to use them was my mom, who is notorious for not filling up the ice trays back with ice, or B, they are leaking. Which, one of them is, but only one of the ice cubes is broken. I was snapping it a little bit too hard one time, and then I cracked one of the holes on the cubes. Now it has a hole, but the other one isn't. So I'm gonna blame my mom.
That's some seriously powerful vibration, enough to crack metal, enough to knock someone out all the way across a room.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't get. If the frequency was so powerful and had such a big range, how did the murderer pull it off? Wouldn't they have been in range too? Think about it. They can't have been much further away from the gramophone than Flora was.
They had earmuffs.
They protected themselves.
How?
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Right. Let's go over everything from the start. 1. Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How did it
Yeah.
know?
The beetle?
Yeah, what triggered it at that particular moment? Pointer's research said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
I'm not sure. Maybe something in the music?
Maybe.
4. Freya and Flora are both knocked unconscious by the vibrations. Freya lands on her back. She drops the brush and palette by her side.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The door is kicked down. Fitz and Poppy enter the room.
That's it. There's something bothering me.
What?
I just want to check something. Let's go back to the crime scene.
Let's go. I didn't see a hole in the ceiling, but now we're not going to be able to. There's just an eye. Oh. No. What is bothering you? Is it the painting?
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
What is she thinking
Freya,
about?
did you leave us a clue?
So what's bothering you?
Something that's not here. The thing we didn't find. We know she was holding it during the painting.
The feather?
Flora's ink dip feather?
Oh, it was burning.
It was here,
Yeah,
in this room.
we found it already.
Where'd it go?
We found it somewhere else.
Found it somewhere else.
We found it here.
We were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime scene and ended up in the incinerator down in the study.
Someone wanted to destroy it, I guess.
But how? How was it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Yeah, and then what? The murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
So the question is, how could they steal something from a room they weren't able to access? The final clue about the crime scene.
They could have come back later and then taken the feather. Like, they don't have to do the murder and then immediately take the feather. Because nobody was going to be thinking about the feather.
Freya left it for us right here. It's in the unfinished painting. It's not quite a photo, but still, it's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder. If only she'd finished it, and then I could be totally sure.
It's true she never finished it, but she did intend to finish it.
Meaning?
We know more about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas.
Well, shoot. How did Freya show us her intentions for the painting?
That's not it.
It's not? I thought she was studying the book to do good painting. Oh, the brush and palette, because she put down all the colors that were going to be in.
Freya prepared all the colors she was going to need before she started painting.
So, dripped onto the canvas from was added by the murderer, so isn't actually paint because it was going to be used to paint. Was a mistake by Freya? No. I think was going to be used to paint. So this color is this. This is this. This is the sky. Yellow. We don't have yellow. This yellow paint was going to be used to paint. This ribbon. This is not a ribbon? Okay, never mind then. She didn't use the yellow. Was going to be used to paint of something sitting in the window. Dropped by the ink. No. This sketch.
The yellow paint was going to be used to paint this sketch of something
It was the
sitting in
bird. It's
window.
not a plant pot. I totally thought it was a plant pot.
Something in the window. Oh.
Wait, yeah, I totally thought this was another plant pot. It looks exactly the same. Come on, guys.
There she is, our little thief.
How long has it been there? Did it hear the whole conversation?
She did. But she's a very good listener.
How long have you been there?
Well, now, I think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
What?
Penny, why did you...
It's Penelope, if you don't mind. But before we begin, isn't there a certain formality demanding our attention?
I don't think she's gonna do
I'm
anything.
afraid I have to insist.
Oh, okay.
It's to the benefit of us all, I assure you.
Okay. You want to be tied up? Sure.
Lovely. Now, tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
Justice for Freya.
Justice for Freya.
Is that right? Interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed of a great energy, the volition to create something from nothing, the willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free. Everything I couldn't be.
You know what? I just realized I actually have no idea who Penelope
Yeah.
Pointer really is.
Weird, isn't it? Considering we've met her, what is it, 3 times now?
Exactly. How do we know this one isn't a disguise too?
You think you've already hollowed us out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle Tower, and you feel like you've got everyone sussed. Unearthed every single one of our secrets.
Not every
Nothing
single
but
one.
Bullet points for your notebook.
But like, I just want to
Go
solve the murder.
on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer?
She's lonely.
I suppose I can't argue with that, can I?
Penny, we only know what you choose to tell us, so why not help us out?
Very well. Penelope Pointer is actually not very important at all. She pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower It is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice.
Burn.
Not one of them is happy. Not one.
So why stay? Why not just leave?
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many times I've walked away. It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the grand hall, did you not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here
A
anymore.
bunch of people who don't live here anymore. I couldn't have put it better myself. My mother, for one. My father, too. The other two Remingtons. Poppy's mother, Primrose. And her brother, Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
And that was the first question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
More than that, I wanted to know if I belonged with them. I have no place here. Not among the Fellows, the Remingtons, or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all shared. Perhaps it could be my purpose too.
So, what did you actually do about it?
Did you not leave?
Nothing I could do at first. Nobody would tell me anything. The more questions I asked, the fewer answers I got. Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
Freya was. The study, the aviary, the attic, the study.
The study. The one hidden in the middle of the house. It's right next to a bedroom.
I'd hear voices at night. Deep ones. And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end. The paint would peel. Wallpaper wouldn't stay up. I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator. That must have been a relief, right?
It was still warm when I found it. Then, I looked inside. Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a misted is?
Please tell me that she didn't find all her dead bodies in there.
Misted?
Yes, the creatures.
Mistids? Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
You're more observant than I thought.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
It's a collective term from before my time. Birds, insects, amphibians, anything living off the lake water. The mutation can take several generations, or it can happen overnight.
Wait, mistids, like cryptids, like Bigfoot or whatever.
A little egregious, isn't it? I suspect that was an intentional parallel. The main difference being mistids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret. Or at least, that was the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
How do you know all this?
When I entered the study at 19, I found a single object that rather changed my life. Something which answered my questions while at once creating all new ones.
Yes? Oh. The children's book?
That's not it.
No? Okay. The secret research?
That's not right.
The heck did she find? Oh, the group photo.
The 5 missing family members standing together as a single unit, calling themselves the ambassadors of a misted mansion.
So, the house was renamed from Misted
Yep.
Mansion to Tangle Tower?
And rightly so. The age of misted mansion is long past. When I looked inside the incinerator on my first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself, all empty shells. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share the family history that Flora and the others were trying so hard to forget.
How did you track them down?
It was tough. They'd taken almost everything. Books, maps, charts. The creatures themselves, all lost, taken away or destroyed. But I got lucky. I got a lead. I found one, and he led me to the rest.
And what happened? Why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a mission, a unified purpose. But they hadn't. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that still live here. Most of them had left tracking escaped mystics. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters. All 5 completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
Eventually, I returned to Tangle Tower. I had nowhere else to go. I considered giving up. But instead, I made a decision.
Oh, your lips aren't a heart anymore.
There was only one person at Tangle Tower still of interest to me. My dear Uncle Pointer had suddenly made a show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just a falsehood. It was a mask. Pointer had found something from the era of Misted Mansion.
I would say, do research.
That's not right.
Just use research. Oh, the notebook.
That's not it.
What? Okay. Never mind then.
That's not it. That's not it. So, where did he get the beetle?
I cannot be sure. But I theorized that he received it in the post.
In the post? From who?
Who can say? Someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with such a person, all that time, I decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step. Upon realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen. He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim of theft. When I offered to call in a private detective, he jumped on the idea. She arrived the next day. Hawkshaw prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
Why, though? Why go through all that? The name, the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had little use left for Penny Pointer as she was.
Oh.
Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages, opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to be working for Professor Pointer?
Well, that was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets. On the second day, Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret laboratory. Pointer gave in and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably little progress, barely scratching the surface of the beetle's true mystery.
Which is?
It carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold. But it's not the 90% I'm interested in. Did you ever question what exactly makes the water here so unique? Before Misted Mansion was built over the lake, before the lake was even a lake, Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here, a research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found something the others had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So, why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
Oh my god. The will of Freya Fellow. This is getting so spicy.
Simply put, Freya was too good for me. It's my fault. I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted?
Yep.
That's right. I had assumed it was purely abstract. I just thought it had a good energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality, I think Freya was probably the most troubled of all of us. She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she couldn't just walk away. For quite some time, she'd been trying to break into Pointer's laboratory. Freya and her friends were halfway through deciphering those symbols on the harp statue, I believe.
Why did she care about getting into Pointer's lab?
That's exactly what I wondered. At first, I thought perhaps she just wanted to free the beetles. She has a fondness for them. What Pointer was doing upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she wanted to free Fiona. The real reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower is that she could not get Fiona to agree to come with her. We're now firmly in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not just to the rest of the family, but to the world, would compromise all three families, and perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance.
She really
That
liked
was her
Fifi.
plan anyway, but something happened before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory.
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what
Snakes.
you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Freya had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift, a parting gift no less. She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of the room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Why the knife? The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. Gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted them while you made your escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting.
So why are you still here? Why not take your first chance and leave?
Well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
Uh-oh. I think we're dead. I think we died. RIP.
What's going on?
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two all right?
My head hurts. What happened to us?
You are both unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Really?
You're both fine. No injuries.
Was it the beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
I guess it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fit saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached Flora's tower, you were both unconscious, and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her. But who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it themselves.
Fitz did not want to believe us, because he liked Penny. A lot.
Yes, the fiance
But
and all.
what happened? Fitz, what did she do when she saw you?
She jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room, but by the time I got out there to check, she was already gone.
Hang on. Poppy, why do you have Penny's hat bird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary, all by himself. Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she?
She didn't
No,
even
she
name
didn't.
him.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
So, Penny got away.
I'm afraid she did.
We had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope,
How do you know?
because it's right here.
It was still in the gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
Poppy, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to give it back to your father?
No.
I'm not. It doesn't belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again. I think that's what she would have wanted.
Aww. That was so nice. Wow, what a twist. I didn't realize that we were that close to the end. I mean, I should have, but I didn't. Seeing Poppy without, you know, the wings and the attire, I didn't even recognize her. And I was like, Penelope, that sounds vaguely familiar. GG? Yes! Honestly, this is so cool. I will say though, most of the puzzles were pretty chill. I only had trouble with, you know, some puzzles, but that's just because I'm silly, not because, you know, nothing wrong with the puzzles themselves, except for the paintbrush puzzle, okay? The paintbrush puzzle, very confusing. But wow. No way. I really like the cast and the characters. And it leaves. I really liked everything. The animation was nice, the art style, the music, the voices. It was really cool. Art gallery. Yes. Aww. Our favorite. Fifi. That's a very different Fifi. I like that. Fifi was initially conceived as a character who would remain sitting down while you talked to her. I figured it'd be fun to have her fiddle with her microscope or organize papers on her desk. Eventually I changed my mind, but perhaps this is why Fifi is so short. Nice. Who else? Let's look at Poppy. Ooh. Dude, these... Adam, you're pretty good. That's really nice. Nice art. But yeah. 2023. There's a new game coming soon. TM. We'll be playing that one when it comes out. Maybe we'll play the one before this one, but I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know yet, but maybe. There's a chance. There's a not zero chance that we'll play the game that came before this one. But it was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I would say that it was like 6 hours. Very fun. Definitely, I really enjoyed playing it. Yeah, hope you guys liked it too. It was like, you know, not too long, not too short. a little difficult at times. I didn't realize I could do the questioning, so that was my bad. Sorry. Yeah, I had a great time, and I hope you had a great time too.